yesterday. We're going to go and start nice and tall. Let's go and interlock those fingers, forearms come together, and just give me some wrist circles. Again, just like yesterday, I really don't care which direction you go. Go whatever direction feels most natural for you, taking your time. We're going to spend a decent amount of time on those wrists today, and since it is later in the afternoon, make sure we get them a little loosened back up. And let's go and change directions if you haven't already. Let's go ahead and relax those arms, take those feet underneath the hips. We're going to work that Jefferson curl just like we did yesterday afternoon. We're going to pull that chin down, melting down to the floor, vertebrae by vertebrae. Taking your time here. Once you get that bottom position, really sink down into it. And then once you're ready, start pulling up that low back, through the mid, through the upper T-spine, through the neck, through the head, reset. Let's go again. Pull that chin down, melting to the floor. And then rising up vertebrae by vertebrae. Last one. Pull it on down. Melt down to the floor. And then for the final time, rising up. Excellent. All right, we're going to go through that hinge, squat, double lunge for 5 reps. If you need to go a little bit slower, you can. I like to get a little bit of pace on this. We just got to feel fluid. So let's work that hinge, drive back, stand tall, work that squat, work that lunge, opposite side, hinge, squat, lunge, lunge, hinge. Really try to drive those hips back, pull those hips down in that squat, strong double lunge. 2 more, hinge, squat, lunge, lunge. Last one, strong hinge, strong squat, double lunge, strong through that belly. Excellent. Shake it out real quick for me. All right, let's take it down to the floor. We're going to get into our beast position. All right, again, similar warm up to yesterday, trying to build this in a little bit, trying to really get you all to memorize these. All right, so let's pull those shoulders down. Try to imagine you're turning the crease of your elbows forward. We're pressing to the heels. We're strong through the legs. We're in that beast position. Those knees are off the ground. And breathe. We're going to cut off a couple of reps from yesterday, but still keeping the same movements. Let's take those knees off to the left, dropping that right hip. Lift the chest. Back to beast. Knees to the right. Drop the left hip. Lift the chest. Beast. Off to the left. Drop that right hip. Beast. Going right. Drop left. 4 reps down. We're going to go 4 more. Off to the left. Reset. Off to the right. 1 more on each side. Left. Drop hip. Reset. Final time. Right. Drop hip. Let's get back to that beast. All right, we're going to work that kick through just like yesterday. We had that strong beast position again. Our knees are going to start going to the left as that left hand lifts off the ground. That right heel kicks all the way through. We're nice and strong in this position. So pull that right leg back in. Transition, that right hand comes up. Left heel drives through. Back to beast. Right foot kicks through. Add those tension points. Reset. Left heel. Reset. Going right. Kick through. Beast. Going off to the right with that left heel kick through. 1 more on each side. Beast. Left hand reach. Right heel. Beast. Right hand lifts. Left heel. Excellent. All right. So as mentioned at the beginning of this class, we're going to move a little bit more than yesterday. We're working some time-based movements. So once you get the movements down, we do have 3 rounds. You can work as fast or as slow as you like. So you're in charge of today's workout. I'm just kind of giving you the tools to mess with, all right, or to play with. We know there's one here. All right, so our first one, we're going to go from a squat to a loaded beast. So just a quick visual. You're going to be pulling those hips down, hands come to the floor, and then you're going to jump the hips back to that loaded beast, and then back to our squat, all right? So that's movement number one. I'll demo the rest as we get to each little rest period. All right, with that one, you can move as quick as you like, but I want you to feel in control. You are working for an entire 60 seconds here. All right, pull down, deep squat, hands to the floor, jump the feet back, sit the hips back. As you drive hips forward, feet back, nice and strong. Pull it down, hands to the floor, sit back, jump those feet forward, nice and strong. Again, you work through this as fast or as slow as you would like. 30 seconds in. Today is going to get a little bit of sweat compared to yesterday. Tension points through those fingers, nice strong grips into the floor. Knees stay off the ground as we take those hips back to that loaded beast position. Last 5 seconds here. And relax. All right. We're going to move into our kick through. It's actually going to be a freestyle. All right, so we can work that kick through just like we did in the warm-up as you got introduced to if it was your first time. We can work in the scorpion. We can work all the way over to the crab reach if you like to. Let's have some fun here working that kick through freestyle. You can work in hops. You can work in that scorpion if you like before transitioning to other side. Whatever makes you feel like you're having fun. You don't have to work super quick here. You can work those tension points. Again, you can work all the way over to that crab reach if you like, if you're familiar with that one. Got about 10 seconds. Last 4, 3, 2, and relax. Woo. Minute of freestyle on that one is tough. All right, we're going to work an alternating crossover lunge to lateral lunge, and alternating out the side. So stay with me on this first rep. Plant that right foot for me. Left foot's going to step back and over, crossover lunge, and then you're going to step out, lateral lunge. Tall, plant that left foot. Crossover with the right, step up tall, step out with the right, lateral lunge. And switching sides, left foot steps back and over, crossover, into lateral. This is one I would hesitate going super fast on. So let's make sure that we are working the appropriate tension points. From going to that crossover, into that lateral, spending some time in our weaker positions. So whether you're more challenged today in the crossover, or if you're more challenged in that lateral, you set your tempo. Under 10 to work. And relax once you get out of that rep. All right. We're going to get into a plank position. We're going to work an alternating T-plank, where we come onto one hand. But when we rotate, I want you to load that arm, and then we're going to punch overhead. All right, so let's get into our push-up position. Let's take that left hand off the ground. Actually, pull that left hand to the body. Now I want you to drive straight overhead. Pull it back down, then switch sides. Rotate, pull hand to body, then punch, pull back in, back in. So I want you to create load and tension, then reach straight over. So we're not working this swoop. Okay, so we're not just swooping that hand overhead. Imagine we're doing an overhead dumbbell press or kettlebell press. About 20 seconds to work. Letting those feet pivot naturally. Once we get through this one, we are a third of the way through the workout. And today is going to be a little more of a sweat fest compared to yesterday. A little more metabolic. And relax. All right. Let's sit up nice and tall. Okay, we're going back to that squat, the loaded beast. Wanted to say squall. Try to put squat and sprawl together. All right, find your comfortable squat position. Let's take it on down. Hands to the floor. Jumping back. Sit those hips back. Back to plank. Jump feet forward. Reset. No matter what your pace is, whether you're spending a little more time in those weaker positions or those tension points, or if you're working just a little quicker, your breath matches. And whenever we get those feet forward, really want you to try to get those heels down so we're not just staying up on the toes. And we're trying to save the knees, challenge those hips. Right about 10 seconds left on this one. Once you finish up that rep, breathe. All right. We're going to that freestyle kick through, all right? Working that crab, if you like, that scorpion. Spend time in those weaker positions. Let's get comfortable with this kick through. Load it up in that beast position. Let's work. And whenever you're ready, you can start sneaking in a little bit of scorpion if you like. Always feels weird not finishing that one all the way over. And then you can finish it all the way over. If you want to take it to that loaded crab reach. Right about 15 seconds to work. Ooh, gonna have to cheat to finish up this rep. And once you finish that one up, relax. Woo. All right. All chain crossover to lateral lunge. And try to stay with me on this first rep. Make sure we get that movement down again. This one's kind of challenging on the reset. So right foot stays down, left foot comes over, tall, step out, pull down, tall, reset, right foot, back and over, right foot steps out, lateral lunge, left foot steps back and over. When you start working at your pace if you like, just make sure you're not just doing the same side over and over. A little past halfway. So those repetitions have become a little too much for you. Spend a little more time in that rest. Spend a little more time in those bottom positions, trying to challenge that mobility. Maybe one more rep. And relax. All right. Once we get to this next movement, we are 2/3 of the way through. I don't know about y'all. I know my garage is hot, but I'm sweating up a storm compared to yesterday. So hopefully you are as well. All right. Let's find that push-up or plank position. Left hand pulls towards the body and then drive straight overhead. Back to plank. Right hand lifts, drive straight overhead. You're trying to get that bicep to your ear. As you drive that arm overhead, you can reach with the knuckles. You can reach with the fingertips. As long as you're working that reach, I'm happy. Right, about 15 seconds left to work on this movement. If you do start hitting fatigue before we get to that 60-second mark, I really need you just to take that extra breather, okay, so you can get more work done. Our quality over quantity, even if we are working faster pace today, I know it's easy to forget that sometimes. and rest once you finish up that rep. Excellent. All right. Stand up, reset those hips. We're about to go into that squat to loaded beast for the final time. Sweaty mess today. All right, pulling down. Plank, sit back. Light on those feet. Strong through the belly. Strong through the hands. Don't let those hands just go passive into the floor, especially as you jump the feet forward. We need to make sure we're gripping as you're Spider-Man or Spider-Woman, either or, gripping onto the side of a building. 15 seconds. Last 5. Let's finish up that last rep. And relax once you get off the ground. All right. Kick through freestyle coming up. I'm going to work a couple of kick throughs. Going to go into that scorpion and then go all the way over to that crab reach. I know y'all know these by now, but I'll still guide you through them. Setting up with that kick through. Now introducing in that scorpion. Just driving that heel over. We open up that lateral line. And then once you're ready, we can take it all the way over. If you'd like to explore, working that strong crab reach. And don't get caught up always landing in the exact same position. If you end up facing a different direction a little bit, that's fine, especially if you are sneaking a little bit of a hop. Almost there, y'all. You're working those strong exhales. Once you finish up that rep, you can relax. Whew. All right, getting back to that standing position. We got that crossover to that lateral lunge. I'm going to take this one slow. Right foot stays down. Left foot steps back and over. Stepping out nice and strong. Pulling to that bottom position. Tall. Crossover. Right foot goes back. Right foot steps out. And going back to where we started. Left foot back and over. Left foot stepping out. Strong reset. With that right foot. Right foot stepping out. We're halfway. Cross over. Again, you don't have to keep my pace. If you came here today to challenge those in ranges a little bit more, I recommend that you slow it down. Sit and breathe before coming up to that next rep. Let's finish up the rep that you're on right now. And relax. All right. We've got one more. And then we're done. Going into that all-chain T-plank. Get with that drive. And pull that hand towards the body, almost like you're doing a cable row or dumbbell row. And then work that punch. All right, let's get that plank position. Twist. Outside up in the beast. Switching sides, nice and strong. So again, no matter what your pace is, you're concentrating on that exhale. Your lungs will open on their own. Your heart rate should be spiked today. Don't worry, I'm going to be maxed out, but it should be up. Right about 15 seconds left to work here. Hoping that you're feeling those obliques, aka that lateral line, that line down the side. Feeling those shoulders turning on, feeling those lats turning on as we twist those hands into the floor to find that tension. And once you finish it up, relax. Let's go on down to a kneel position. If you're comfortable enough to sit on the feet, you can. All right, if you need to be elevated a little bit, you can press the toes into the floor and try to find more comfort there. You still challenge a little bit of your range of motion, but if you can sit all the way down, let's try to get those feet plantar flexed for a little bit as they've been flexed up towards the knees, and more of that dorsiflexion over the past 20 minutes. Breathe. You can move the hips a little bit around. Try to get the body to let it know it's done. You can start to relax. All right. Make sure your head doesn't get below your hips, so fight the urge to drop any lower than you actually need to for this next stretch. So we're going to come back forward onto the hands. Try to keep the body nice and flat. So again, my head staying above my hips, above my shoulders. I'm going to turn my hands towards me. I'm just going to work a couple rocks. Exhaling as I rock back. Rocking back forward. Exhaling as I rock back. Inhale as I rock forward. All right, just going to finish off real quick with a quick hip opener on both sides. Let's take that left foot forward. Imagine we're trying to squeeze that belt buckle towards that belly button. Squeeze to that right glute, rocking the body forward, trying to open up that right hip. And let's go and switch it out. If you're not rushed on time, you can hang out there as long as you would like. But for time's sake, I'm going to switch this out. Then locking everything up front, and then we're sliding forward. Imagine we're trying to squeeze that floor together between your left knee or your back knee and that front heel. And you'll feel your body get a little bit longer, feel like it's getting longer from your knee through your hip. You know, time's not an issue. Hang out there as long as you would like for time's sake. That's it for me today.